Has just gone final. The Warriors hosting the Grizzlies, and this was a good one. Let's pick it up in the second quarter. Warriors up 11. Steph knocks down the three with a crazy hop there. You see the thumb is wrapped. He's been dealing with a thumb injury for a bit. Finds Moses Moody with the throwdown. Warriors up by 16. Back come the Grizz. Ja Morant throws it off the window to himself and puts it on in. That is vintage. Morant starts with the left, comes back with the right. Nicely done. Grizzlies down 12 at the break. They make it a 5-point game. Jimmy Butler the third. Butler had 38 in this game. Golden State up 7. But Morant, who had 22, baseline, Jay gets that to go. Morant down after the play. You see him, the right ankle goes. Morant walking toward the bench. He would later return. Grizzlies down 3 after 3 in the fourth. Morant back in there, knocks that one down. Limping, but making shots. Warriors up 1. Steph banks it in. His hand looked kind of stuck coming off the screen. Makes the jumper. He's wincing in pain. That thumb is an issue, but he stays in, comes back in, and just keeps on hitting shots. 3-ball. Warriors up 2 now. Get it to Steph. Corner 3. Got that. Not done. Warriors up 3. One more from Curry. I said Jimmy had 38. Steph with 37. How's that for a twosome? And the Warriors hang on. Beat a gutty Grizzlies team, 121 to 116, the final. And while the stats from the game won't officially count, it was just the second time this season the Warriors had multiple 30-point scorers in the same game. The other time was Sunday night against the Clippers when Curry had 36 and Butler had 30. So you got playoff Jimmy, play-in Jimmy, might be Himmy. Warriors.
The Grizzlies just under 2 minutes to go in the fourth. Golden State up 2. Get the ball to Steph Curry, corner 3. Got it. Warriors up 5. Love to see it. Now less than a minute later, lead is 3. Steph gets the ball. Pump fake, pump fake, pump fake. Got him. Another 3. Steph Curry finishes with 37 points, including 15 of the last 19 Golden State points as the Warriors get the win. 121-116, they'll face the Rockets in round 1 of the NBA playoffs. Joined now by CBS Sports NBA insider Bill Ryder and NBA analyst John Gonzalez for more on this one. Guys, Steph Curry, no stranger to a big moment, right? We saw his clutch on full display on the Olympic stage, but now comes up huge Tuesday night after re-aggravating that thumb injury. No problem. Scored 15 of the last 19 Warriors points as the Dubs win their first play-in game ever and earn the 7th seed. Bill, I'll start with you here. How was Steph able to close out this one?
Because he's one of the greatest players in the history of the sport. And John and I keep talking about this on the podcast. You don't want to give the Warriors life in a single game. You don't want to give them life in a postseason. Now the Rockets may. We'll see. You have to pay the price for the fact that the Warriors just got past this Grizzlies team. They had put them away. Give Memphis credit for the comeback, for making a game of it. This is a Grizzlies team. It's a pretty good basketball team. Kind of like that Clippers-Warriors game that ended the regular season. This wasn't an easy task for Golden State. And the answer to your question, Madeline, is Steph Curry, one of the best players in the history of the game, and it certainly helps to have Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy, playing alongside him to free him up a little bit and just offer a little support, little co-excellence in this game.
Yeah, that's it right there, right? I mean, the fact that they had both of these guys, playoff Jimmy, play-in Jimmy, was cooking early. He had a season-high 38. It was also the most points that he scored since joining the Warriors. And then late, as Madeline mentioned, all of a sudden, here comes Steph Curry. And what are you supposed to do with that 1-2 punch? That's what makes this Golden State Warriors team so dangerous, and what really changed the complexion for this team and their fortunes during the season when they were under 500, when they got Jimmy Butler. They were the 11th seed. They end up in the 7th seed. They didn't want to be in the play-in. Tonight wasn't an easy game for them by any stretch. But man, if I'm the Houston Rockets, yeah, I feel good about getting that 2 seed. I don't feel good about all of a sudden Golden State coming in to play me. I'm going to guess that they were probably rooting for the Grizzlies tonight, especially after Ja Morant rolled that ankle a little bit. That's going to be a really great series.
Yeah, I mean, the tandem of Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler, right? Steph putting up 37, Jimmy getting 38. That is, you got to think what this front office was looking for when they paired these two up. But this wasn't an easy one for the Warriors. I mean, they were up by as many as 20. Memphis came back and made this one a ball game late. So, yes, Golden State goes on to face Houston, and they are minus 200 in that series as a favorite. But the fact that they had to work this hard to get there, and they are a little banged up, John, are you at all worried about the state of the Warriors right now?
Worried, no, but I think that they have talked about, and Steve Kerr has talked about, the team being tired and how they've been playing playoff games essentially for the last 2 months because, again, they were underwater when they got Jimmy Butler at the trade deadline, and they had to do a lot of work to go from outside the play-in into just having on that final day against the Clippers, even though they lost that game, a chance to be in the playoffs proper. Now they know they're in the playoffs. They're going to play the Houston Rockets. And here's the thing. Yeah, they're tired. Yeah, they're a little banged up, but they have something that the Rockets don't have going into the postseason. And that is a ton of experience. The Rockets are a really good team. Bill knows that I've been on them, not just this year, but for the last 2 years. But this is a team that hasn't been in the postseason, and it's a totally different animal. And now they're going to experience it against a team that has Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green, who have been there and done that.
Right, you mentioned it's not a team with a lot of experience, right? The Rockets seem to be rebuilding for quite a while, and now suddenly they are rebuilt, facing a Warriors team with quite a bit of postseason experience. So, Bill, when you look at this matchup early, what's your assessment?
My assessment is the kiss of death for the Warriors because I think they're going to win the series, and we've seen how that has gone the last 24 hours. John knows. All right, so yeah, John has been the Rockets are one of the 4 or 5 sort of young teams that John is in love with. And Madeline, they're always young, they're always dynamic, and they always struggle offensively, and that is sort of the Rockets thing a little bit. They're a great basketball team, and it's going to be an incredible series. I love the path for the Warriors, and this was a huge gamble to get here. They obviously could have lost this game to Memphis. They almost did, but where we are is, yes, they're playing a 2 seed, but they avoid the Thunder, the Warriors, for the entirety of the bracket. They have, I think, maybe the easiest matchup, and maybe that's disrespectful to Houston, but the takeaway for me in this Memphis game is there are no easy series. There are no easy games. There's only 5 teams in the NBA, 3 in the Western Conference, who are top 10 in offensive and defensive rating. One of them is the Memphis Grizzlies, who are going to the 8 seed game on Friday and may not even make the playoffs. So yeah, this is a really difficult series for the Warriors and playing the Rockets, but I think every game is going to be difficult. Every series is difficult. That's how deep the Western Conference is. And what John just said, the lack of postseason experience for this Rockets team, the fact they haven't been there and done that, as John said, the way the Warriors have, the fact the Warriors have this Stephen Curry guy and this Draymond Green guy, now this Jimmy Butler guy, I think it's a great matchup for Golden State in the context of there are no good matchups for any of the teams in the Western Conference that are playing the first round of the playoffs unless, I'm sorry, Dallas or Sacramento, one of those teams beat Memphis on Friday.
Right. Well, and you mentioned Dallas, Sacramento facing Memphis. The Grizzlies coming off a hard-fought one. As we mentioned, they fought their way back into this one, down 20, made it interesting. But the biggest headline coming out of this game is Ja Morant. Rolled his ankle in the 3rd quarter. Looked like he almost couldn't walk for a bit there, fought through it, got back into this game. Bill, are you at all worried about Ja Morant as Memphis has to take on the winner between the Mavericks and the Kings for a shot at the 8 seed?
I'm worried about Ja Morant when he walks into the arena. So when he goes up and down and lands on somebody's left foot and rolls his ankle, I'm extraordinarily concerned. Look, I've already said how much I think this Memphis team, in certain aspects, have the ability to go really, really deep. Desmond Bane is amazing. Triple J was great, but the conundrum for this team has always been, can Ja Morant stay healthy? I think on the broadcast, Madeline, John, that they put it this way, can he finish the race? And the answer is usually no, he can't. So I'm very worried. He gutted it out. A lot of adrenaline there. It's a tough competitor. He played great even when he came back.